be like this.
You want the paper?
What's the difference? It's all bad news anyway. What's today's calamity?
I don't know. I don't read the news part anymore. It's more interesting in the one ads.
Why? You trying to buy something?
Oh, no. Just interested to see what people want, you know? For instance, here's a man looking for 2 Newfoundland dogs. Now, what's he want with Newfoundland dogs?
That is funny.
Yeah. And here's another one. Wanted old dictionaries. High prices paid. Now, what's a man going to do with an old dictionary?
Why not? Probably a book collector.
You mean you can make a living out of that?
Well, sure. There's a lot of them.
All kinds of businesses going on. In my day, either you were a doctor or a lawyer or you worked in a shop. Now,
Well, I was going to be a horseman once.
well, there you are. In my day, there was no such thing. You look at a page like this and you realize how ignorant you are.
Hey, what happened to your tree?
Ain't that awful? The wind must have got it last night. You heard the wind, didn't you?
Yeah, I got a mess in my yard too. What a pity. What Kate's thing?
Oh, they're all asleep yet. I'm just waiting for her to see it.
You know, it's funny.
What?
Larry, he was born in August. He's been 27 this month. And his tree blows down.
I'm surprised you remember his birthday, Frank. That's nice.
Oh, well, I'm working on his horoscope.
Now, how can you make him a horoscope? That's for the future, ain't it?
Oh, well, what I'm doing is this, see. Larry was reported missing November 25th, right?
Yeah.
Now, what Kate wants me to do is...
Oh, Kate asked you to make him a horoscope.
Yeah, what she wants to find out is whether November 25th was a favorable day for Larry.
And what is that? Favorable day.
Well, a favorable day for a person is a fortunate day, according to the stars. In other words, it would be practically impossible for him to have died on his favorable day.
Well, was that his favorable day? November 25th?
That's what I'm working on to find out. It takes time. You see, the point is, if November 25th was his favorable day, then it's completely possible that he's alive somewhere. I mean, because it's possible. I didn't even see you.
Is he talking sense?
Him? He's alright. He's just completely out of his mind, that's all.
Well, the trouble with you is you don't believe in anything.
And the trouble with you is you believe in anything. You didn't seem like a kid this morning, did you?
No.
Imagine, he walked off with his thermometer right out of his bag.
What a problem. One look at a girl, and he takes her temperature.
That kid's gonna be a real doctor. He's smart.
Over my dead body. A good beginning, too.
Why not? It's an honorable profession.
Frank, please stop talking like a 6-foot.
Well, I saw a movie a couple weeks ago. Reminded me of you. There's a doctor in the picture.
Don Amici.
I think it was, yeah. He worked in his basement discovering things. That's what you like. You could help humanity instead of...
I would love to help humanity on a
book comes out every week.
Lots of new books.
All different.
All different.
Was Annie up yet?
Oh, Mother's giving her breakfast in the dining room.
You see what happened to the tree?
Yeah.
What's Mother going to say?
You're calling me up!
Aha! Bert's here! Where's Tommy? He's got his father's thermometer again.
He's taking your reading.
What?
It's only oral.
Oh, well, there's no harm in oral, Bert. So what's new this morning, Bert?
Nothing.
Nothing? Then you couldn't have made a complete inspection of the block. In the beginning, when I first said you a detective, you used to come in every morning with something new. Now, nothing's ever new.
Except some kids from 30th Street, they started kicking a can down the block, but I made them go away because you were sleeping.
And now you're talking, Bert. Now you're on the ball. First thing you know, I'm liable to make you a deputy.
Can I see the jail now?
See, the jail ain't allowed, Bert. You know that.
I bet you there isn't even a jail. I don't see bars on the cellar windows.
Bert, on my word of honor, there is a jail in the basement. I showed you my gun, didn't I?
But that's a hunting
That's
gun.
an arresting gun.
Then why don't you ever arrest anybody? Tommy just said another dirty rich doorstep yesterday and you didn't even demote him.
Yeah, that's a dangerous character, that Tommy. What word did he say?
Oh, I can't say that.
Well, just to give you an idea.
I can't.
Oh,
It's not a nice word.
Come on, whisper it in my ear. I'll close my eyes. Maybe I won't even hear.
I can't, Mr. Keller.
Don't make him do that.
Okay, Bert, I'll take your word for it. Now get out there and keep both eyes peeled.
For what?
For what? Bert, the entire neighborhood is depending on you. A policeman don't ask questions. Now go out there and peel them eyes.
Okay.
And come to the word, Bert.
About what?
Just in general. Be very careful.
Okay.
I got all the kids crazy.
One of these days, they're gonna come in here and beat your brains out.
What's she gonna say? Maybe we ought to tell her before she sees it.
She saw it.
Oh, how could she have seen it? I was the first one up. She was still in bed.
She was out here when it broke.
When?
About 4 o'clock this morning. I heard it cracking, and I woke up and looked out. She was standing right here when it cracked.
Oh, what was she doing out here 4 in the morning?
I don't know. When it cracked, she ran back in the house and cried in the kitchen.
Did you talk to her?
No. I figured the best thing was to leave her alone.
She cried hard.
I could hear her right through the floor of my room.
What was she doing out here at that hour? She's dreaming of him again, walking around in the night.
Yes, she is.
She's getting to be just like she was after he died. Now, what is the meaning of that?
I don't know the meaning of that. But I know one thing, Dad. You made a terrible mistake with Mother.
What?
Being dishonest with her. That sort of thing always pays off. And now, it's paying off.
What do you mean dishonest?
You know Larry's not coming back, and I know it. Why do we allow her to go on thinking that we believe with her?
What do you want to do? Argue with her?
I don't want to argue with her, but it's time she realized that nobody believes Larry's alive anymore. Why shouldn't she dream of him, walk the night waiting for him? Do we contradict her? Do we tell her straight out that we don't have any hope anymore? That we haven't had any hope for years now?
You can't say that to her.
We've got to say it to her.
Well, how you gonna prove it? Can you prove it?
For crying out loud, 3 years. Nobody comes back after 3 years. It's insane.
To you it is, and to me, but not to her. Now you can talk yourself blue in the face, but there's no body and there's no grave. So where are you?
All right, Dad, sit down.
Now the trouble is the damn papers. Every month some boy turns up from nowhere, so next month it's gonna be later.
All right. Just listen. You know why I asked Annie here, don't you?
Why?
You know.
Well, I got an idea, but what's your story?
I'm gonna ask her to marry me.
Well, that's only your business, Chris.
You know that's not only my business.
What do you want me to do? You're old enough to know your own mind.
That's okay. I'll go ahead with it.
Well, you'll want to be sure Mother isn't
Then
going.
it isn't just my business.
I'm just saying.
Sometimes you infuriate me, you know that? Isn't it your business too if I tell it to the mother and she throws a fit about it? Such a talent for ignoring me.
Why ignore what don't know. Now, what can I do for you?
I don't know why it is, but every time I reach out for something I want, I have to pull back because others will suffer. The whole bloody life. Time after time after time.
You're a considerate fella. There's nothing wrong in that.
The hell with that.
Did you ask him yet?
I wanted to get this settled first.
How do you know she'll say yes? Maybe she feels the same way Mother does.
Well, if she does, then that's the end of it. From her letters, I think she's forgotten. I'll find out. And then we'll thrash it out with Mother, right? Dad, don't avoid me.
And the trouble is you don't see enough women. You never did.
So what? I'm not past the women.
I don't see why it has to be Annie.
Because it is.
That's a good answer. But it don't answer anything. You haven't seen her since you went to war. It's 5 years.
I can't help it. I know her best. I was brought up next door to her. All these years, when I think of someone for my wife, I think of Annie. What do you want? Diagram?
I don't want a diagram. She thinks he's coming back, Chris. You marry that girl and you are pronouncing him dead. Now what's that going to do to Mother? Do you know? I don't.
All right, Dad.
Just give it some more thought.
I've given it 3 years of thought. I hoped if I waited, Mother would forget about it. And we could have a normal way, and everything happy. That can't happen here. They'll have to get out.
What the hell is this?
I'll get out. I'll get married and live someplace else. Maybe in New York.
Are you crazy?
I've been a good son too long. Good sucker. I'm through with it.
You've got a business here. Now what the hell is this?
The business? The business doesn't inspire me.
Oh, must you be inspired?
Yes! I like it an hour a day. If I have to grub for money all day long, at least the evening I want it beautiful. I want a family. I want some children. I want to build something I can give myself to. And he's in the middle of that. Where do I find him?
Tell me something. You leave the business.
Yes. On this I would.
Well, you don't want to think like that.
Then help me stay here.
All right. Don't think like that because what did I work for? It's all for you, Chris. The whole shooting match is for you.
I know that, Dad. Just help me stay here.
Don't think that way. You hear me?
I am thinking that way.
I don't understand you, do I?
No. No. I'm a pretty tough guy.
Yeah, I see that.
Joe,
Hello, Mom.
can you take it back to the sink?
Yeah, I put it in the pail.
Well, get it out of the pail. That's my potato.
Oh, I thought it was the garbage.
Will you do me a favor, Joe? Don't be helpful.
Oh, I can afford another bag of potatoes.
You know, you scoured that pail in boiling water last night. Sweeter than your tea.
And I don't understand why after I worked for 40 years in Sequoyah, why I still have to take out the garbage.
If you would make up your mind that every bag in the kitchen isn't full of garbage, you wouldn't be throwing out my vegetables. Last time it was the onion.
Well, I don't like garbage in the house.
Then don't eat.
That settles you for today.
Yeah, I'm in last place again. I don't know. Once upon a time, I thought when I got money again, I'd get a maid and my wife would take it easy. Now I got money and I got a maid. Well, and my wife is working for the maid.
It's her day off. What are you crabbing about?
Is Annie finished eating yet?
She'll be right out. That wind is some job in this place. So much for that thing done.
Sit down. Take it easy.
I've got such a funny pain on the top of my head.
Can I get you an aspirin?
No more roses. It's so funny. Everything decides to happen at the same time. This month is his birthday. His tree blows down. Annie comes. Everything that happened seems to be coming back. I was just out of the cellar, and what do I stumble over? His baseball glove. I haven't seen it in a century.
Don't you think Annie looks well?
Fine. There's no question about it. She's a beauty. I still don't know what brought her here. Not that I'm not glad to see her.
I just thought we'd all like to see each other again. And I wanted to see her myself.
Only thing is I need her nose job longer. But I'll always love that girl. She's one that didn't jump to bed with somebody else as soon as it happened with her fellow.
What are you
Never
talking
mind. Most of them didn't wait till the telegram broke. I'm just glad she came. As you can see, I'm not completely out of my mind.
All because she isn't married doesn't mean she's in mourning Larry.
Why then isn't she?
Well, it could be any number of things.
Like what, for instance?
I don't know. Whatever it is. Can I get you an aspirin?
It's not like a headache.
You don't sleep, that's why. She's wearing outdoor bedroom slippers and shoes.
I had a terrible night. Never had a night like that.
What was it, Mom? Did you drink?
More than a dream.
About Larry?
I was fast asleep then. Remember the way he used to fly low past the house when he was in training? When we used to see his face in the cockpit going by? That's the way I saw it. Only high up, way over the clouds. He was so real I could reach out and touch him. And suddenly, he started to fall. And crying to me, Mom, Mom! I could hear him like he was in the room, Mom! It was his voice. If I could touch him, I knew I could stop him, if I could only. I woke up and it was so funny. The wind was like the roaring of his engine. I came out of it. I must have still been half asleep. I could hear that roaring like he was going by. The tree snapped right in front of me, and I like came away. See, we should have never planted that tree for him. I said so in the first place. It was too soon to plant a tree for him.
Too soon?
We rushed into it. Everybody was in such a hurry to bury him. I said not to plant it yet. I told you.
Mother! The wind just blew it down. What significance is that got? Don't go through it all again. It's no good. It doesn't accomplish anything. I've been thinking, maybe we brought up our minds to forgetting her.
That's the third time you said that this week.
Well, it's not right. We never pick up our lives again. We're like at a railroad station waiting for a train that never comes.
Give me an aspirin.
Yeah, sure. Let's break out of this, huh, Mom? I was hoping the four of us might go out to dinner a couple times. Maybe dance by the shore.
Fine. We give you a tonight.
Swell with me.
Sure, let's have some fun. You'll start with this aspirin.
Why did you invite
Why does that bother you?
her? She's been in New York 3.5 years. Why was
Well, maybe he just wanted to see him.
Nobody comes 700 miles just to see.
Oh, what do you mean? He lived next door to the girl all his life. Why shouldn't he want to see her again? Don't look at me like that. You didn't tell me any more than he told you.
He's not going to marry her.
Oh, how do you know he's even thinking it?
He's got that about it.
Well, so what?
What's going on here,
Now,
Joe?
listen,
She's
kid.
not his girl, Joe. She knows she's
You
not.
can't read her mind.
Why is she still single? New York is full of men. Why isn't she married? Probably 100 people told her she's foolish, but she's waiting.
Well, how do you know why she's waiting?
She knows what I know, that's why. She's as faithful to Rob. In my worst moments, I think of her waiting, and I know again that I'm right.
Look, it's a nice day. What are we arguing for?
Nobody in this house has take her faith away, Joe. Strangers might, but not his father, not his brother.
What do you want me to do? What do you want?
I want you to act like he's coming back. Both of you. Don't think I haven't noticed since Chris invited her here. I won't stand for any nonsense.
Okay.
Because if he's not coming back, then I'll kill myself. Laugh. Laugh at me. Why did that happen the very night she came back? Laugh. There are meanings in such things. She goes to sleep in his room and his memorial breaks into pieces. Look at it, Joe. Look at it.
Calm yourself.
You've got to believe me, Joe. I can't stand all alone.
Calm yourself.
Only last week a man stood up in Detroit for even longer than Larry. You read it yourself.
All right. Calm yourself.
Just don't stop believing. You have all got to believe.
Why me above all?
Just don't stop believing.
What does that mean? Me above all.
Mr. Keller, Sam, Mr. Keller. Tommy just said it again.
And what? Who?
The dirty word.
Oh, well.
Gee, are you gonna arrest him? I warned him. Stop that, Kurt. Go home. There's no jail here.
Kate.
There's no jail here. I want you to stop that whole jail business. He's right across the street and he go home, Kurt. I want you to stop that, Joe. That whole jail business.
Well, look at you. Look at you shaking.
I can't help it.
What have I got to hide? What the hell is the matter with you, Paige?
Didn't say you had anything to hide. I'm just telling you to stop it. Now stop it. Hi, Joe.
Take a breath of that fresh air, kid. You don't get air like that in New York.
And where did you get that dress?
Oh, I couldn't resist. I'm taking it right out before I ruin it.
How's that for a big salary? Isn't she the most? It's gorgeous, simply
No
gorgeous.
kidding. Isn't she the prettiest gal you ever saw?
She gained a little weight, you know. It comes and goes.
Oh, well, look how nice her legs turned out.
Boy, the poppers got thick, didn't they?
Oh, well, it's 3 years, Annie. We're getting old, kid.
How's home like New York?
Well, I can take our handle away.
Oh, no. It broke a couple of years ago.
What broke? He had one of the light lunches and sloshed into it.
Oh, excuse me.
Well, how do you do? She looks very intelligent.
And this is Jim. So, Dr. Bekas.
Oh, sure, he writes a lot about you.
Oh, don't believe him. He likes everybody. In the battalion, he was known as Mother to Keller.
I can believe it. You know, it's so strange to see you come out of that house. I never grew up. Rose seems that Mom and Pop are in there now. And you and my brother doing algebra. And later he tried to copy my homework. Those weird dead days beyond the call.
I hope that doesn't mean you want me to move out.
Jim! Come in here! Mr. Roberts on the phone!
I told you I don't want to.
Please, dear! Please!
All right, Susie, all right. I've only mentioned that they may offer a piece of advice. When you marry, never, even in your mind, never count your husband's money. At once.
I told him to take up the guitar. If he had called an interest for them. Well, he loves the guitar.
That's even short tonight. We'll bring some hell around here like we used to before Larry went.
You think of it. You see as she thinks of it.
What do you mean?
Nothing. Just that you remember. Here's your thoughts.
It's a funny thing to say. How could I help remembering it?
Did you hang your things up?
Well, yeah. So you've sure gone in for clothes. I currently find room in her closet.
No, don't you remember? That's Larry's room.
You mean they're Larry's?
Didn't you recognize him?
Well, it never occurred to me that you... I mean, the shoes are all shiny.
Yes, dear. For so long, I've been aching for a nice conversation with you, Annie. Tell me something.
What?
I don't know, something nice.
She means you go out much.
Oh, shut up.
Are any of them serious?
Why don't you both joke?
Oh, Annie, you can't go into a restaurant with that woman anymore. In 5 minutes, 39 strange people are sitting there telling her their life story.
I can't ask Annie a personal question.
Oh, asking's all right, but don't beat her over the head with it. You're beating her. You're beating her.
Don't let them bulldoze you. Ask me anything you like. You want to know me? Come on, let's go.
She's the only one who's got any sense.
Your mother, she's not getting divorced. No. If she's calmed down about it now, I think when he gets out, he'll probably live there. In New York, of course. It's fine because your father's still.
I mean, he's a decent man after all is said and done.
I don't care. She can take it back if she likes.
And you go out much?
I mean, am I still waiting?
No, I don't expect you to wait for him.
But that's what you mean, isn't it?
Well, yes.
I'm not.
You're not?
Well, isn't it ridiculous? I mean, you don't really back to
I know, dear, but don't say it's ridiculous. I don't know about New York, but there was half a page here about a man that's even longer than Larry. He turned up from Burma.
He could have wanted to come home very badly, Mom.
Don't be so smart.
You can have a hell of a time in Burma.
Well, so I've heard.
Mother, I'll bet you money that you're the only woman in the entire country who after 3 years is so...
You're sure?
Yes, I am.
Well, you're sure? For sure. They don't say it on the radio at night, but I'm sure that in the dark of night you're still waiting for your son.
Mother, you're absolutely...
Don't be so damn smart. Now stop. There's something you don't know. All of you. And I'll tell you what it is. Deep in your heart, you've always been waiting for him. No, kid. Deep in your heart, Annie.
She ought to know, shouldn't she?
Don't let them tell you what to think. Listen to your heart. Only your heart. Why does your heart tell you he's still alive? Because he has to be. But why, Kate? Because certain things have to be, and certain things can never be. Like the sun has to rise, it has to be. That's why there's God. Otherwise,
Oh. Annie, you look so womanly. You're a jerk.
Take it easy, Frank. You're a married man.
Still have it down?
Well, why not? Maybe I too can be president. Well, how's your brother? Got his degree, I hear.
Well, George has his own office now.
Don't say. And your dad? Is he?
I'll be in to see Lydia.
Well, how about it? Is dad expected parole soon?
I really don't know.
I mean, because I feel, that if an intelligent man like your father is put in prison, there ought to be a law saying you either execute him or you let him go after a year.
You want to hand with that ladder, Frank?
Oh. No, that's okay. I got it. I'll finish the horoscope for you tonight, Kate. See you later, Annie. You look wonderful.
How did they stop talking about Dad?
Nobody talks about him anymore.
Gone and forgotten, kid.
Tell me, because I don't want to meet anybody else.
I don't want you to worry about it.
Do they remember the case still? What do they talk about?
Oh, the only one who still talks about it is my wife.
That's because you keep on playing policeman with the kids. All their parents got it was jail, jail, jail.
Actually, what happened was when I got out of the penitentiary, the kids got very interested in me. You know, kids. I was like an expert on the entire jail situation. And as time passed, they got confused, and I ended up a detective.
Except they didn't get it confused. They handed out police badges from the post-postage boxes. Well, it's wonderful to hear you laughing about it.
Why? What'd you expect?
The last thing I remember on this block was one word. Murder. Remember that thing? Oh, Miss Hammond standing in front of our yard yelling at her. She's still around, I suppose. They're all still around.
And don't listen to her. Every Saturday night, the whole gang is playing poker in this arbor. All the ones that yell murder is taking my money now.
Don't, Joe, don't fool her. She's a sensitive girl. They still remember about Dad. It's different with him. He was exonerated. Your father's still there. That's why I wasn't so enthusiastic about your coming. Honestly, I know how sensitive you are. I told Chris,
Listen, you do like I did, you'll be all right. The day I come home, I get out of the car, but not in front of the house. On the corner, you should have been there, Annie. You two, Chris, you'd have seen something. Everybody knew I was getting out that day, and the porches were loaded. Picture it now. Not one of them believed I was innocent. You see, the story was I pulled a fast one, getting myself exonerated. I get out of the car, and I walk down the street, but very slowly, with a smile. The beast, I was the beast, the man who sold crack cylinder heads to the Army Air Force, the man who made 21 P-40s crash in Australia. I tell you, walking down the street that day, I was guilty as hell. Except I wasn't. And there was a court paper in my pocket to prove that I wasn't, and I walked past the porch. Result, 14 months later, I've got one of the best shots in the state again, a respected man again, bigger than ever. Joe McDuck, that's the only way you look at his guts. The worst thing you did was to move away from here. You made it hard on your father when he gets out. That's why I tell you I'd like to see him move right back on this street.
how can they move back?
Oh, it ain't gonna end till they move back. Till people play cards with them again and smile with them and talk with them. You play cards with a man and you know he can't be a murderer. The next time you write that, I'd like you to tell him just what I said. You understand me?
And don't you hold anything against him?
Andy, I never believed in crucifying people.
He was your partner. He dragged you through the
Well,
mud.
he ain't my sweetheart, but you gotta forgive, don't you?
You even hate? Well, don't
Next
feel
time
like-
you write that,
I don't like.
every now and then you.
No, I've never been. Neither has my brother. Hey, do you feel this way too?
You murdered 21 pilots.
What the hell kind of talk is that?
It's not a thing to say about a man. What else can you say? When they took him away, I followed him. Went to every visiting day. I was crying all the time. Until the news came about Larry. And I realized what's wrong with a man like that. Father or no father,
All right, Dad, forget it.
No, she doesn't feel that way, and
I'm sick of the whole subject. Now cut it out.
you want her to go on like this? Those heads went into P-40s only. Now what's the matter with you? You know Larry never flew a P-40.
So who flew those P-40s? Pigs?
The man was a fool, but that's what make a murderer out of him. You got no sense. Look what it does to her. Listen, you gotta appreciate what was going on in that shop during the war, the both of you. It was a madhouse. Every half hour the major calling us for cylinder heads, they were whipping us with the telephone. The trucks were hauling them off hot damn near. I mean, just try to see a human. See a human. The sudden the batch comes off with a crack. Well, that happens. That's the business. Fine. You're lying, crap. So he's a little man, your father, always afraid of loud voices. What'll the major say? Half of Jake's production shop. What'll I say? You see what I mean? Human. He takes out his tools, covers the cracks, all right? That's bad, that's wrong, but that's what a little man does. If I could have been there that day, I'd have told him, drop them, see, we can afford it. But alone, he was afraid. I know he meant no harm. He thought those heads would hold up 100%. That's a mistake. But it ain't a murder. You mustn't feel that way about him. You hear me? It ain't right.
Joel, let's forget it.
And the day the news came about Larry, he was in the cell next to mine. Dad. She cried, Annie. She cried half the night.
So you should have cried all night.
Annie, I don't understand.
Are you
why
going to stop it?
Don't yell at him. That's what's everybody happy.
That's my sentiments. Can you stand steak?
And champagne.
Now you're operating. I'll call Swanson's for a table. Big time tonight, Annie.
Can't scare me.
I like that, girl. Wrap her up. You got nice legs, Ann. I want to see everybody drunk tonight. Look at him. He's blushing.
Drink your tea, Casanova. Isn't he a great guy?
You're the only one I know who loves his parents.
I know. Went out of style, didn't it?
It's all right. Good thing. You know it's lovely here. The air is sweet.
You're not sorry you came?
I'm sorry, no. But I'm not going to stay.
Why?
First place, your mother as much as told me to go.
Well, that doesn't...
Who's all that? Because of you. You've been kind of embarrassing since I got here.
Trouble is, I kind of plan on sneaking up on you over a period of a week or so. But they take for granted that we're all set.
Well, I knew they would. And your mother.
How'd you know?
What wouldn't do I else would I come?
Well, would you want to? I guess you know this is why I asked you to come.
This is why I came.
And I love you. I love you a great deal, Al. I love you. I have no imagination. That's all I know to say. Embarrassing me, aren't I? I didn't want to tell it to you here. I wanted someplace we've never been before. A place we'd be brand new to each other. Feels wrong here, don't you? This yard. Here. I want you to be ready for me. I don't want to win you away from anything.
Oh, Chris. I've been ready a long, long time.
Then he's gone. Forever. For sure.
We almost got married 2 years ago.
Why didn't you?
You said to left me.
Felt something that far back?
Every day since.
And why didn't you let me know?
Waiting for you, Chris. Something you never wrote. When you did, what did you say? Only ambiguous, you know.
Give me a kiss, Sam. Give me a... Oh, God. I kissed you, Annie. I kissed Annie. How long I've been waiting to kiss you.
I'll never forgive you. Why did you wait all these years?
Annie, we're gonna live now. I'm gonna make you so happy.
Not like that, huh?
I kissed you.
There's nothing. Like you. When is it
Let's drive. So I don't want to be alone with you.
No, what is it? Your mother?
No, nothing like that.
What's wrong? And in your letter, something is shame.
Yeah. How's that happen? But it's going from me.
How's it tell me?
Well, where to start?
You work this
It's all mixed up with so many other things. You remember overseas, I was in command of the company?
Yeah, sure.
Well, I lost it.
A minute.
Just about all.
Gee.
It takes a little time to toss that off. Because they weren't just men. For instance, one time we'd been running several days, and this kid came up to me and gave me his last pair of dry socks. Put them in my pocket. That's only a little thing. But that's the kind of guys I had. They didn't die. They killed themselves for each other. I mean that exactly. A little more selfish, and they'd have been here today. And I got an idea. Watching them go down. Everything was being destroyed, see? But I felt like one new thing was being made. Kind of responsibility. Man to man, you understand me? To show that. To bring that on the earth again, like some kind of monument. Everyone would feel it standing there behind it. Make a difference to it. I came home. And it was incredible. It was like it had no meaning here. The whole thing to them was a kind of bus accident. I went to work with Dad and that rat race again, and I felt, as you said, ashamed somehow. Because nobody had changed at all. It seemed to make suckers out of a lot of guys. It felt wrong to be alive. To open the bank book, to drive the new car, to see the new refrigerator. I mean, you can take those things out of the war. When you drive that new car, you've got to realize that it came out of the love a man had for a man. You've got to be better because of it. Otherwise, you have to really lose. You blood on. I didn't want to take any of it. And I guess that included you.
You still feel that way?
I want you now, Amy.
Because you mustn't feel that way anymore. Because you have a right to whatever you have, everything, Chris. Understand that? To me, too. Money. Nothing wrong in your money. Your father puts hundreds of planes in the air. You should be proud of that. You have to be paid for that.
Oh, Amy. Amy, I'm going to make a fortune for you. Hello? Yes, sure.
What life is going?
Hey, Andy, your brother. What is this? Labor Day?
All right.
Nobody told me it was Labor Day. Where's the hot dog?
All right, instead of one.
So long as I know it's Labor Day from now on, I'll wear a bell around my neck.
It's George Bernard Shaw's an elephant.
George, your kiss stick right out of my head. Your brother's on the boat.
My brother?
Yeah, George, long distance.
What's the matter? Is he wrong?
I don't know. Kate's talking to him. You better hurry up. She'll cost him $5.
We'll wait till tonight. After this. Now don't get tense. Leave it to me.
What are you telling her?
Go ahead. We're getting there, Dad. Well, don't you say anything?
I'm glad, Chris. It's just George is calling from Columbus.
Columbus?
Did Andy tell you he was going to see his father today?
No, I don't think she knew anything about it.
Chris, you think you know her pretty well.
What kind of question is that?
I'm just wondering, all these years, George don't go to see his father. Suddenly he goes, and she comes here.
So, what about it?
It's crazy, but it comes to my mind. She don't hold nothing against me, does she?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm just talking. To his last day in court, the man blamed it all on me, and this is his daughter. I mean, what if she was sitting here to find out something?
Why? What is there to find out?
Why are you so excited, George? What happened there?
I mean, if they want to open up the case again for the nuisance value to hurt us.
What
Dad,
did he say?
how can you
to
think
us?
that of her?
It can't be, huh?
You know, Dad, sometimes you amaze me.
I want a clean start for you, Chris. I want a new shine over the shop. Christopher Keller, Incorporated.
J.O. Keller's good enough.
We'll talk about it. I'm gonna build you a house, Chris. Stone, with a driveway from the road. I want you to spread out, Chris. I want you to use what I made for you. I mean, joy, Chris. Without shame, joy.
I will, Dad.
Say it to me.
Why?
Well, sometimes I think you're ashamed of the money.
No, don't think that.
Because it's good money, there's nothing wrong with that money.
Dad, you don't have to tell me this.
All right, Chris. I'm gonna work on mother for you. We'll get her so drunk tonight, we'll all get married. There's gonna be a wedding, kid, like there never was been. Champagne, Castellino.
Simply because you keep saying you don't control yourself. Oh, what did he tell you, for God's sake? All right, come then. Yes, you'll all be here. Nobody's running away from you. Try to get a hold of yourself, will you? All right, all right. Bye.
Something happened?
He's coming here.
On 7 o'clock. He's in Columbus. I told him it would be all right.
Sure, fine. Your father took sick.
No, George didn't say he was sick. I don't know. I suppose it's something stupid. You know my brother. Go for drives.
Yeah, sure. Give me the keys, Dad.
You drive to the park. It's beautiful now.
Right. We'll be back right away. Come on, Ed.
See ya.
Take your time. What does George want here?
He's been in Columbus since this morning with Steve. How to see Annie right away, he said.
What for?
I don't know. He's a lawyer now, Joe. George's a lawyer. All these years he never even sent Steve a postcard. Since he got back from the war, not a postcard.
So what?
Well, suddenly he takes an airplane from New York to see her. An airplane!
Well, so?
Why?
I don't read minds, do you?
Why, Joe? What has Steve suddenly got to tell him that he takes an airplane to see her?
What do I care what Steve's got to tell George?
For sure, Joe?
Yes, I'm sure.
Be smart now, Joe. The boy is coming. Be smart.
Once and for all, did you hear what I said? I said I'm sure.
All right, Joe. Just be smart. You have to put on good pants to do that? You notice there's more light with that thing on?
Why aren't you dressing?
Oh, it's suffocating upstairs. I made a grape drink for Georgie. He always liked grape. Come and have some.
Well, come on, get dressed. Hey, what's Dad sleeping so much for?
He's worried. And when he's worried, he sleeps. We're dumb, Chris. Dad and I are stupid people. We don't know anything. You've got to protect us.
Silly. What's there to be afraid of?
To his last name, or Steve never gave up the idea that Dad made him do it. If we could open the case again, I won't live through it.
George is a damn fool, Mother. How can you take him seriously?
Family cases, maybe even Annie.
Oh no, Mother.
You think just because you like everybody, they like you.
All right, will you stop working yourself up? Leave everything to me.
When George goes home, tell her to go with him.
And don't worry about Annie.
Steve was her father, too.
Are you going to stop it?
Don't realize how people can hate, Chris. They can hate so much they can tear the world to pieces.
Look, she's dressed already. I just gotta put on a shirt.
Are you feeling well, Kate? What's the difference here? There are certain people, you know, the sicker they get, the longer they live.
You look nice.
I'm going to tell her tonight.
Absolutely. Don't worry about it.
You can tell him now. Can't stand scheming. So much guitar.
It's not scheming. We'll just get her in a better mood.
Joe, are you going to sleep all day? The only one who's relaxed around here is your father. He's fast asleep.
I'm relaxed.
Are you?
Look. Let me know when George gets here.
Bonnie! Come get your supper! It's my husband. Oh, I'm terribly sorry. It's all right. I'm a little silly about the dark. It is getting dark. Why are you looking for your husband? As usual. He spent so much time here, they'll charge him rent. Nobody was dressed, so he drove over to the depot to pick up my brother. Oh, your brother's in. They have to be here any minute now. Please have a cold drink. I will, thanks. My husband. Too hot to drive me to the beach. Kind of like little boys. For the neighbors, they'll always cut the grass. We like to do things for each other. It's been that way since I can remember. It's amazing. So I guess your brother's coming to give you away, huh? I know, I suppose you must be all nerved up. It's probably getting yourself married, isn't it? Well, that depends on your shape, of course. I don't see why you should have a problem. Let him chances. Oh, that. It's romantic. It's very unusual to me, marrying the brother of your sweetheart. I don't know. I think it's mostly that whenever I need someone to tell me the truth, I always want to kiss. And when he tells you something, you know it's so. Relaxes. And he's got money. That's important to know. It wouldn't matter to me. You'd be surprised. It makes all the difference. I married an intern on my salary. And that was bad because when given a woman supports a man, he owes her something. You can never owe somebody without resenting them. Well, that's true, you know. Underneath that, I think the dog was very devoted. Oh, certainly. But it's bad when a man always sees the bars in front of him. Chip thinks he's in jail all the time. Oh. That's why I've been intending to ask you a small favor, Anne. It's something very important to me. Certainly, if I can do it, you can. Can you take up housekeeping? Try to find some place away from here. Are you fooling? I'm very serious. My husband's not happy with this round. Well, how's that? Jim's a successful doctor, but he's got it in his mind he likes to do medical research, discover things. See, well, isn't that good? Research pays $25 a week, minus laundry and hair shirt. You've got to give up your life to go into it. Well, how does he quit? Chris makes people want to be better than it's possible to be. He does that to people. Oh, is that bad? My husband has it for many years. Every time he has a session with Chris, he feels as though he's compromising by not giving up everything for research. As though Chris or anybody else isn't compromising. It happens with Jim every couple of years. He meets a man and makes a statue out of him. Well, wait, what? I don't mean a physical statue. No, darling, you know he's not right. I don't agree with you, Chris. Let's face it, dear. Chris is working with his father, isn't he? He's taking money out of that business every week in the year. What up? You ask me, you want to? I certainly do ask you. Well, you ought to have discouragements like that. I'm surprised at you. You're surprised at me. You never take 5 cents on that plan if there's anything wrong with it. You know that. I know it. You resent everything you said. You know what I resent, dear? I don't want to argue. I resent living next door to the Holy family. It makes me look like a punk. Do you understand? Well, I can't do anything about that. Who is he to ruin a man's life? Everybody knows Joe pulled a fast when he got out of jail. Well, that's not true. Then why don't you go out and talk to people? Go on and talk to them. There is not a person on the block who doesn't know the truth. That's a lie. People come here all the time with cards. So what? They give him credit for being smart. I do too. I've got nothing against Joe. But if Chris wants people to put on their hair shirt, let him take off his broadcloth. He's driving my husband crazy with that phony idealism of his, and I am at the end of my rope on it. Oh, hello, darling. How's weather?
I thought George came.
No, it was just us.
Susie, do me a favor, huh? Go with the mother and see if you can calm her down. She's all worked up.
She still doesn't know about you, too.
Well, she senses it, I guess. You know my mother.
Oh, yeah. She's sucking.
Maybe there's something that I have to suggest.
I'll give her one of everything. Don't worry about Paige. A couple of drinks, dance around a bit. She'll love Anne. Because you're the female version of him. Don't be alarmed. I said version.
Interesting woman, isn't she?
Yeah, she's very interesting.
She's a great nurse, you know. One time
Are you still doing that?
doing what?
As soon as you get to know someone, you find distinctions with them. How do you know she's a great nurse?
What's the matter, man?
The woman hates you. She despises you.
Hey, what's it you?
She
There's nothing wrong for you here, kid. Believe me.
All right. All right.
Every time I come out here, it looks like playland.
I thought you were going to say.
A minute. I just woke up. I can't see nothing.
Well, you look shaved.
Oh no, gotta be extra special. Big night tonight, Annie. So how's it feel to be a married woman?
Well, I don't know yet.
What's the matter? Are you slipping?
The great Rouet.
Well, what is that? Rouet.
It's French.
Well, don't talk dirty.
You ever meet a bigger ignoramus?
Somebody's gotta make a living.
That's telling it.
Well, I don't know. Everybody's getting so damn educated in this country, there'll be nobody to take out the garbage. It's getting so the only dumb ones left are the bosses.
You're not so dumb, Joe.
I know, but you go into our plant, for instance. I got so many lieutenants, majors, colonels, I'm ashamed to ask somebody to sneak the floor. I gotta be careful. I'll insult somebody. No kidding, it's a tragedy. You stand on the street today and spit, you're gonna hit a college man.
Then don't spit.
I'm just saying, it's coming to pass. Annie, I've been thinking, your brother George. I've been thinking about your brother George. When he comes, I would like for you to brooch something to him.
With brooch.
What's the matter with brooch?
It's not English.
When I went to night school, it was brooch.
Well, in day school, it was broke.
Don't surround me, will you? Seriously, Ann, you say he's not well. George, I've been thinking, why should he knock himself out in New York with that cutthroat competition when I got so many friends here? I'm very friendly with some big-name lawyers in town. I could set George up here.
That's awful nice of you, Joe.
No, kid. They ain't nice to me. I want you to understand me. I'm thinking of Chris. See, this is what I mean. You grow older and you want to feel that you will accomplish something. My only accomplishment is my son. I ain't brainy. He's all I accomplish. Now, a year, 18 months down the road, your father will be a free man. Who's he going to come to, Annie? His babies. You. He'll come old mad into your house.
That can't matter anymore, Joe.
I don't want that hate to come between us.
I can only tell you that could never happen.
You're in love now, Annie, but I'm older than you and I know. A daughter is a daughter and a father is a father, and it could happen. I'd like for you and George to go to him in prison and tell him, Dad, Joe wants to bring you into the business when you get out.
You have him as a partner?
No, partner. Good job. I would like him to know while he's sitting there, I want him to know that when he gets out, he's got a place waiting for him. It'll take his bitterness away. You know you got a place, it's sweet, Joe.
Well, Joe, you owe him nothing.
I owe him a kick in the teeth, but he's your father.
Then kick him in the teeth. I don't want him in the plant, so that's that. You understand? And besides, don't talk about him like that. People misunderstand.
And I don't understand why she has to crucify the man.
It's her father, and she...
No.
What's it you?
A father is a father. I better shave. Didn't mean to yell at you, Ann.
Consider the whole thing, Joe.
All right. She's likable.
Shake, will you?
Right again.
I forgot all about it. Hiya. I promised to take care for tonight. Should you help me out?
Always a smile, eh, Lydia?
Sure, why not?
Well, come on up and comb my Katie's hair. She's got a big night tonight. Make her beautiful.
I will.
Hey, now that would be a song. Come on up and comb my Katie's hair. Come on up, but she's my lady fair. Now, how is that for night school? Oh, come and comb my lady's hair.
What's the matter? Where is it?
Where is your mother?
Upstairs, dressing.
What happened to George?
I asked him to wait in the car. Listen to me now. Can you take some advice? Don't bring him in here.
Why?
Kate's in bad shape. You can't explode this in front of her.
Explode what?
You know why he's here. Don't try to kid it away. There is blood in his eye. Drive him somewhere and talk to him alone.
Don't be an old lady.
He's come to take her home. What does that mean? You know what that means. Find out with him someplace else.
Well, I'll try him somewhere.
No.
Will you stop being an idiot?
Nobody's afraid of him here. Cut that out. The hell's way to do? What are you sitting out there for?
Doctor said your mother isn't well.
So what? She wants to see, wouldn't she? We've been waiting for you all afternoon.
This is filthy. Didn't you bring another shirt?
You're the people who bought our house, aren't you?
That's right. Come and see what we did with it before you leave.
I liked it the way it was.
He's frank with me.
See you later. Take it easy, fella.
Thanks for driving in. How about some grape juice, George? Mother made it especially for you.
Good old King, remembered my grape juice.
You drank enough of it in this house. So how you been, George? Come, sit.
It takes me a minute. It seems impossible.
What?
I'm back here.
So you've gotten a little nervous, haven't you?
Yeah, towards the end of the day. What are you, big executive now?
No, just kind of medium. How's the law?
Oh, I don't know. When I was studying in the hospital, it seemed sensible. But outside, there doesn't seem to be much of a law. The trees got thick, didn't they? Well, what's that?
Oh, we blew down last night. We had it there for Larry, you know.
Why? Afraid he'll forget it?
What kind of remark is that?
Well, when did you start wearing a hat?
Today. From now on, I'm deciding to look like a lawyer anyway. Don't you recognize it?
Why? Where?
It's your father's. He asked me to wear it.
How is he?
He got smaller.
Small?
Yeah, widow. He's a widow man now. That's what happens to suckers, you know. It's a good thing I went to him in time. Another year, there'd be nothing left but his smell.
What's the matter, George? What's the trouble?
The trouble. The trouble is when you make suckers out of people once. You shouldn't try to do it twice.
What does that mean?
You're not married yet, are you?
George, will you sit down and stop?
Are you married yet?
No, I'm not married yet.
You're not going to marry him.
Well, why am I not going to marry him?
Because his father destroyed your family.
Now look, George.
Cut it short, Chris. Let Tara come home with me. Let's not argue. You know what I've got to say.
You don't want to be the voice of God, do you?
I'm not.
Because that's been your trouble all your life. You dive into things. Now what kind of statement is that to make? You're a big boy now.
I'm a big boy now.
Don't come bullying in here. If you've got something to say, be civilized about it.
Don't civilize me.
Are you going to talk like a grown man, aren't you?
Sit down, dear. Don't be angry. Well, what's the matter? Now what happened? You kissed me when I left. Now
My life turned upside down since then. I couldn't go back to work when you left. I wanted to go to Dad and tell him you were going to be married. It seemed impossible not to tell him. He loved you so much. And we've done a terrible thing. We can never be forgiven. Not to even send him a card at Christmas. I didn't see him once since I got home from the war. You don't know what was done to that man. You don't know what happened.
Of course I know.
You can't know. You wouldn't be here. Dad went to work that day. The night foreman came to him and showed him the cylinder heads. They were coming out of the process with defects. There was something wrong with the process. So Dad went directly to the phone and called here and told Joe to come down right away. But the morning passed. No sign of Joe. So Dad called again. By this time, he had over 100 defectives. The Army was screaming for stuff, and Dad didn't have anything to ship out. So Joe told him, on the phone, told him to, cover up the cracks in any way he could and ship them out.
Are you through now?
I'm not through now. Dad was afraid. He wanted Joe there if he was going to do it. But Joe can't come down. He's sick. Sick. He suddenly gets the flu. Suddenly. But he promised to take responsibility. Do you understand what I'm saying? On the phone, you can't have responsibility. In a court, you can always deny a phone call, and that's exactly what he did. They knew he was a liar the first time, but in the appeal, they believed that rotten lie, and now Joe's a big shot, and your father is a patsy. So what are you going to do? Eat his food, sleep in his bed? Answer me, what are you going to do?
What are you going to do, George?
He's too smart for me. I can't prove a phone call.
And how dare you come in here with that rot?
George, the court, you
The
know.
court did not know him, Annie. But you know him. You know in your heart, Joe did it.
Lower your voice or I'll throw you out of here.
She knows. She knows.
Get it out of here, Ann. Get it out of here.
George, I know everything you said. Dad told that whole story in
The
court.
court did not know him, Annie.
Say anything, George. You know how good he can lie.
I'll ask you something, and I want you to look me in the eye when you answer me.
I'll look you in the eye.
You know your father.
I know him well.
And he's the kind of boss to let 121 cylinder heads be repaired and shipped out of the shop without even knowing about it.
He's that kind of boss.
And that's the same Joe Keller who never once left the shop without first going around to see that all the lights were out.
The same Joe Keller.
And that's the same man who knows how many minutes a day his workers spend in the toilet.
The same man.
And my father! That frightened mouse should never buy a shirt without somebody along. That man would dare do such a thing on his own.
On his own. And because he's a frightened mouse, this is another thing he'd do. Throw the blame on somebody else because he's not man enough to take it himself. He tried it in the courts, but it didn't work. But with a fool like you, it works.
Oh, Chris, you're a liar to yourself.
Oh, don't talk like that.
Tell me, George, what happened? The court record was good enough for you all these years. Why isn't it good now? Why should you believe it all these years?
Because you believed it. That's the truth, Chris. I believed everything because I thought you did. But today, I heard it from his mouth. From his mouth, which is altogether different than the record. Anyone who knows him and knows your father will believe it from his mouth. Your dad took everything we have. I can't beat that. But she is the one item he's not going to grab. Taking things. Everything they have is covered with blood. You're not the kind of a girl who can live with that. Get your things.
And you're not going to believe that, are you?
Well, you know it's not true, don't you?
How can we tell you? It's his father. None of these things ever even cross your mind.
Yes, they cross my mind. Anything can cross your mind.
He knows, Annie. He knows.
The voice of God.
Then why isn't your name on the business explain that to her?
What the hell is that?
Annie, why isn't his name on it?
Even when I don't own it?
Who are you kidding? Who gets it when he dies? Open your eyes, Annie. You know the both of them. Isn't that the first thing they do? The way they love each other? J.O. Keller and Son? I'll settle it. Do you want to settle it, or are you afraid to?
What do you mean?
Let me go up and talk to your father. In 10 minutes, you have the answer. Or are you afraid of the answer?
I'm not afraid of the answer. I know the answer. My mother's the one, and I don't want to fight here now.
Let me go to
You're not going to start a fight here now.
What more do you want?
Oh, someone's coming.
You won't say anything now.
You'll go soon. I'll call a cab.
You're coming with me.
And don't mention marriage because we haven't told her yet.
You're coming with me.
You understand? Don't. George, you are not going to start anything now. Georgie.
Hello, kids.
It made an old man out of you. Look, afraid.
I know,
I told you when you went away, don't try to meddle.
I didn't try, Kate. It made it very easy.
Go on, you're all alike. Look at him. Why did you say he looks fine? He looks like a ghost.
I feel all right.
I'm sick of looking. What's the matter with your mother? Why don't you feed him? Well, he just has any appetite. If he ate in my house, he'd have an appetite. I pity your husband. Sit down, I'll make you sick.
I'm really not hungry, Kate.
Honest God, it breaks my heart to see what happened to all the children. How we worked and planned for you. You turned out no better than us.
You haven't changed at all. You know that, Kate?
None of us changed, George. We all love you. Joe was just talking about the day you were born and the water got shut off. People were carrying faces from a block away. The stranger would have thought the whole neighborhood was on fire. Well, why didn't you give him some juice? Well, I offered it to him. You offered it to him. You've got to give it to him. Now you're going to sit here and drink some juice and look like something.
Kate, I feel hungry already.
She could turn the hot Magandhi into a heavyweight.
Listen, to hell with the restaurant. I got a ham in the icebox and frozen strawberries and avocados.
Oh,
Next
swell, I'll help you.
The train leaves at 8:30 here.
You're leaving?
No, Mother, she's not.
Well, you hardly got here. You have a chance to get acquainted again.
Sure, you don't even know us anymore.
Well, Chris, they can't stay.
No, it's just a question of George, Mother. You plan on leaving.
Now, wait a minute, Chris.
If you want to go, I'll drive you to the station now. But if you're staying, no arguments while you're here.
Well, why should we argue?
classic. All she needs now is a Russian wolf out.
It feels like somebody's sitting on top of my head.
Oh, no, it's beautiful, Kate.
She's a genius. You should have married her. This one could feed you.
Stop that, Kate.
Didn't I hear you had a baby?
You don't hear so good. She's got 3 babies.
No kidding. 3.
Yeah, it was 1, 2, 3. You've been away a long time.
I'm beginning to realize.
The trouble with you kids is you think too much. Well, we think too. Yes, but not all the time.
But they never took Frank, eh?
No, he was always 1 year ahead of the draft.
It's amazing. When they were calling boys 27, Frank was just 28. When they made it 28, Frank was just 29. That's why I took to astrology. All in when you were born. Just goes to show.
What does it go to show?
Don't be so intelligent. Some superstitions are very nice. Did he finish their horoscope?
I'll ask him. I'm going in. Would you like to see my babies? Come on.
I don't think so, Lydia.
All right. Good luck to you, George.
And to you. And Frank.
Frank! Frank! She got pretty, okay?
Very pretty.
She's beautiful, you damn fool.
She used to make it seem so nice around here.
Look at what happened because you wouldn't listen to me. I told you. They had folks out of the war.
She used to laugh too much.
And you didn't laugh enough. While you were getting mad about fascism, Frank was getting into her bed.
He won the war. Frank.
All the battles.
I told you, they started that draft, you loved that girl.
In truer love hath no man.
I'm smarter than any of you.
She's wonderful.
Now you're going to listen to me, Georgie. You had big principles, Eagle Scouts, 3 of you. So now I got a tree, and this one, when the weather gets bad, it can't stand on its feet. And that big dope next door who never eats anything but Indy gum has got 3 children and his house paid off. Stop being a philosopher. You got to look after yourself. Just like Joe was saying, you move back here and he'll help you get set. And I'll find you a girl that'll put a smile on your face.
Joe? Joe wants me here?
We asked me to tell you. I think it's a good idea. Certainly. Why would you make me hate us, Georgie? Is that another principle that you have to hate us? You don't hate us, Georgie, I know. You can't fool me. I died for you. You remember Mr. Marshall's daughter? She's got you hooked already. You look her over and you'll see she's the most beautiful
She's
one.
got warts, George.
She hasn't got warts. So the girl's got a little beauty mark on her chest.
And 2 on her nose.
You remember her father's a retired police inspector.
A sergeant, George.
He's a very kind man.
He looks like a gorilla.
He never shot anybody.
Well, look who's here. Georgie, good to see ya.
How are you, Joe?
Oh, so, getting on. So you coming out to dinner with us?
No, got to be back in New York.
I'll call a cab for you.
Too bad you can't stay. George, sit down. He looks fine.
He looks terrible.
That's what I said. You look terrible, George. I wear the pants, she beats me with the belt.
I saw your factory on the way from the station. It looks like General Motors.
Oh, well, I wish it was General Motors. But it ain't. Sit down, George, sit down. So you finally went to see your father, I hear.
Yes, this morning. What kind of stuff you get down?
Oh, a little bit of everything with pressure cookers and assembly for washing machines. We got a nice, flexible plant now. So how'd you find Dad? Feel all right?
No, he's not well, Joe.
On his heart again, is it?
It's everything, Joe. It's his soul.
How about seeing what they do with your house?
Leave him be.
I like to talk to him.
Sure, he just got here. That's the way they do, George. A little man makes a mistake and they hang him up by his thumbs. The big ones become ambassadors. I wish you'd have told me you were going to see Dad.
I didn't know you were interested.
Well, in a way I am. I would like him to know that as far as I'm concerned, anytime he wants, he's got a place with me. I would like for him to know that.
He hates your guts, Joe. Don't you know that?
Oh, I imagined it, but that can change too.
Steve was never like that.
He's like that now. He likes to take every man who made money in the war and put him up against a wall.
You need a lot of bullets.
And he better not get it.
That's a sad thing to hear.
Why? What you expect him to think of you?
I'm sad to see he hasn't changed. All the time I've known him, 25 years, the man never learned how to take the blame. You know that.
Well, I know
But
that.
you do know it. Because the way you come in here, you look like you don't remember it. I mean, like in 1937, when we had that shop on Flood Street. And he damn near blew us all up with that heater. He left burning for 2 days without water. He wouldn't admit that was his fault either. I had to fire a mechanic to save his face. You remember that?
Yes, but what
I'm
about-
just mentioning it, George, because it's just another one of a lot of things. Like when he gave Frank that money to invest in oil stock.
I know
But it's good to remember those things, kid. The way he cursed Frank when the stock went down. Was that Frank's fault? Listen, Joe Frank was a swindler, and all he did was give the man a bad tip.
I know those things.
Then remember them, remember them. There are certain men in this world who would rather see everybody else hungry when they take the blame. Do you understand me, George?
The cat's on its way. Would you like to watch? Why must he go? Make the midnight, George.
Sure, you'll have dinner with us.
How about it? Why not? We're eating at the lake. We can have a swell time.
All right.
Now you're talking.
I've got a shirt that would go right with that suit.
Size 15 and a half, right, George?
Is Lydia, I mean, Frank and Lydia coming?
I'll find you a date that'll make her look like
No, I don't want a date.
I know just the girl for you. Charlotte Tanner.
Call Charlotte, that's right.
Sure, call her up. Well, you both got a shirt and tie.
I never felt at home anywhere but here. I feel so... You look so young, Kate, you know? You didn't change at all. You too, Joe. You're amazingly the same. The whole atmosphere is.
Say, I ain't had time to get sick.
He hasn't been laid up in 15 years.
Well, except my flu during the war.
Huh?
My flu. I was sick during the war.
Well, sure. I mean, except for that flu. Well, it must have slipped my mind. Well, don't look at me that way. He wanted to go to the shop, but he couldn't raise himself off the bed. I thought he had pneumonia.
Why did you say
Hey,
hey?
I know exactly how you feel, kid. I'll never forgive myself. If I could have gone in that day, I would never allow Dad to touch those heads.
She said you never
I said he was sick.
And did you
Do
hear
you
it?
remember every time you were sick?
I remember pneumonia, especially if it was just the day my partner was going to patch up cylinder heads. What happened that day, Joe?
Kate!
Right, did you see George?
Oh, Lydia told me. I'm glad you'll have pardon me. Hey, I've got something amazing to show you. I finished Larry's horoscope.
You find this really interesting. It's
George,
fun.
the girl's on the phone.
He finished Larry's horoscope.
Frank, can't you find a better time than this?
The greatest man who ever lived, believe in the stars.
Will you stop filling your head with that junk?
Is it just to feel that there's a greater power than ourselves? I studied the stars of his life. I won't argue with you. I'm telling you, somewhere in this world, your brother is alive.
Why isn't it possible?
Because it's insane.
Well, just a minute now. I'll tell you something. You can do as you please, but just let me say it. He was supposed to have died on November 25th, but November 25th was his favorable day.
Mother.
Listen to him.
It was a day when everything good was shining on him. The kind of day he should have married on. You can laugh at a lot of it. I understand you're laughing. But odds are, 1,000,000 to 1, a man won't die on his favorable day. That's known, Chris. That's known.
Why is it possible, Chris? Why is it possible?
Don't you understand what she's saying? She just told you to leave. What are you waiting for now?
Nobody can tell her to go.
Thank you for your trouble, darling. Will you tell him to wait, Frank?
Yeah, sure thing.
She's not leaving, Mother.
You heard her say it. He's never been sick.
You misunderstood me, Chris.
He simply told your father to kill pilots and covered himself in bed.
You better answer, Manny. Answer him.
I packed your bag.
What?
I packed your bag. All you gotta do is close it. So I'm not closing anything. He asked me here, and I'm staying till he tells me to go. Till Chris tells me.
That's all. Now get out of here, George.
If that's how he feels.
That's all. Nothing more till Christ comes about the case or Larry as long as I'm here. Now get out of here, George.
You tell me. I want to hear you tell me.
Go, George. Don't take it that way, George. Please don't take it that way.
What do you mean you packed her bag? How dare you pack her bag?
Chris.
How dare you pack her bag?
She doesn't belong here.
Then I don't belong here.
She's Larry's
And
girl.
I'm his brother, and he's dead, and I'm marrying his girl.
Never, never in this world.
Have you lost your mind?
You have nothing to say.
I have plenty to say. 3.5 years you've been talking like a minute. mind. He never flew a B-40. She's out of her mind. He never flew a B-40. What's the matter with you? What's the matter with you? What the hell is the matter with you?
How did you do that?
What is the matter with you?
Dad, you killed 21 men.
What, killed?
Killed them. You murdered them.
How could I kill anybody?
Dad! Dad!
I didn't kill anybody.
Then explain it to me. What did you do? Explain it to me. I'll tear you to pieces.
Go.
I want to know what you did. Now, what did you do? You had 120 great babies. Now, what did you do?
You're going to hate me tonight.
God almighty, I'm listening.
You're a boy. What could I do? I'm in business. A man is in business. 120 crabs, you're out of business. You got a process. The process don't work, you're out of business. You don't know how to operate yourself. It's no good. They close you up, they tear up their contracts. What the hell is going down? You put 40 years into a business and they knock you out in 5 minutes. What could I do? Let them take 40 years? Let them take my life away? I never thought they'd install them. I swear, I thought they'd stop them before anybody took off.
Then why did you ship them out?
By the time they could spot them, I thought I'd have the process going again and I could show them that they needed me and they let it go by. But the weeks passed and I got no kickback, so I was going to tell them. Why didn't you tell me? It was too late. The papers, it was all over the front page. 21 went down, it was too late. They came with handcuffs into the shop. What could I do? Grace. I did it for you. It was a chance and I took it for you. I'm 61 years old. When am I going to have another chance to make something for you? 61 years, you don't get another chance, do you?
You even knew they were
I didn't say that.
But you were going to warn them not to.
You don't mean it.
You
You don't mean that.
You thought they
I was afraid, baby.
You were afraid, baby. God in heaven, what kind of man are you? Get ready into the air by the said you knew that.
What is this for you?
For me. Where do you live? Where did you come from? Oh, for me. Oh, I was dying every day. You were killing my boys and you did it for me. What the hell do you think I was thinking of? The business? Is that as far as your mind can see? The business? What is that? The world, the business. What the hell do you mean you did for me? Don't you have a country? Don't you live in the world? What the hell are you? You're not even an animal. No animal kills itself. What must I tell you? I'll stand the tongue out of your mouth. What must I do? What must I do? Jesus God, what must I do?
So childish, Jim. Sometimes you are.
What happened?
I told coming back from like Chris almost knew. I didn't think it would be such a shock.
Oh, Chris would never know how to live with a thing like that. It takes a certain talent for a life. You have it, and I do, but not him.
What do you mean? He's not coming back?
Oh, no, he'll come back. We all come back, Kate. These private little revolutions always die. The compromise is always made. In a peculiar way, Frank is right. Every man does have a star. The star of one's honesty. And you spend your life groping for it, but once it's out, it never lights again. I don't think we'll go very far. You probably just want to be alone, to watch your star go up.
Just as long as he comes back.
Why, I wish you would, Kate. One year, I simply took off. Went to New Orleans. For 2 months, I lived on bananas and milk, and studied a certain disease. Oh, it was beautiful. But then, she came, and she cried, and I went back home. And now, I live in the usual darkness, and I can't find myself. Sometimes, it's even hard to try to remember the kind of man I used to be. I'm a good husband. He's a good son. He'll come back. I have a feeling he's in the park. I'll look around for him. Put her to bed, Joe. This is no good for what she's done.
What does he want here?
His friend's not home.
I don't like him mixing in so much.
It's too late, Joe. He knows.
How does he know?
Guessed a long time ago.
Well, I don't like that.
But you don't like
Yeah,
it.
what I don't like.
You can't fool yourself through this one, Joe. Be smart now. This thing is not over yet.
What is she doing up there? She don't come out of the room.
I don't know. What is she doing? Sit down. Stop being mad. You want to live? You gotta figure out your life.
She don't know, does she?
She saw Chris storming out of here. It's 1 and 1. She knows how to add.
Maybe I ought to talk to her.
Don't ask me, Joe.
Then who do I ask? I don't think she'll do anything about it.
You're asking me.
I'm asking you again. What am I, a stranger? I thought I had a family here. What happened to my family?
You've got a family. I'm simply telling you that every time I don't have the strength to think anymore.
You have no strength. The moment there's trouble, you have no strength.
Joe, you're doing the same thing again. All your life, whenever there's trouble, you yell at me and you think that settles it.
What do I do? Tell me. Talk to me. What do I do?
Joe, I've been thinking this way. If he comes back...
What do you mean, if? He's coming back.
I think you ought to sit him down and you explain yourself. I mean, you ought to make it clear to him that you know you did a terrible thing.
What ice does that cut?
I mean, if you tell him you wanted to pay for what you did,
How do I pay?
tell him you're willing to go to prison. You wouldn't go. He wouldn't ask you to go. But if you told him you wanted to, and he could feel that you wanted to pay, then maybe he would forgive you.
You would forgive me? For what?
Joe, you know what I mean.
No, I don't know what you mean. You wanted money, so I made money. Well, why must I be forgiven? You wanted money, didn't you?
Didn't want it that way.
I didn't want it that way either. What difference does it make what you want? I spoiled the both of you. I should have put him out when he was 10, like I was put out, made him earn his keep. Then he'd know how a buck is made in this world. Forgiven? I could live up a quarter a day myself, but I got a family, so
Joe, don't excuse it that you did it for the family.
It's got to excuse it.
There's something bigger than the family.
Nothing is bigger.
There is this.
There is nothing he could do that I wouldn't forgive because he is my son. Because I'm his father and he's my son.
Joe, I tell you.
Nothing is bigger than that. You're going to tell him, you understand me? I'm his father and he's my son. And if there's something bigger than that, then I'll put a bullet in my head.
Stop it.
You heard me. Now you know what to tell him. He wouldn't put me away. He wouldn't do that, would he?
You broke his heart, Joe. He loved you.
He would put me away.
I don't know. I'm beginning to think we don't really know him. In the war, they say he was such a killer. Here he was afraid of mice. I don't know him. I don't know what he'll do.
Damn, if Larry was alive, he wouldn't act like this. He He understood the way the world was made. He listened to me. To him, the world was a 40-foot front and it ended in the building line. This one, everything bothers him. You make a deal or charge 2 cents, his hair falls out. He don't understand money. Too easy. It came too easy. Yes, sir. Larry. That was the boy we lost. Larry. What are you gonna do, Kate?
Joe, please, nothing's going to happen. It will be all right.
For you, for the both of you, you're all I ever lived for.
I know, darling, I know. Why do you stay out? I'll tell you when he comes.
You didn't eat supper, did you? Well, why don't you make her something?
Sure, I'll come. Never mind, Kate. I'm all right. Something I want to tell you. I'm not going to do anything about it. She's a good girl. You see, she's a good girl. Do nothing about Joe. But you're going to do something for me. Make Chris feel guilty with me. Whether you want to or not. You crippled him in front of me. I'd like you to tell him that Larry is dead, and you know it. You understand me? I'm not going out of here alone. There's no life for me that way. I want you to set him free. And then I promise everything will end and go away, and that's all.
You'll do that. You'll tell him.
No, I'm asking you. You had 2 sons. You only got one now.
You'll tell him.
You've got to say it so he knows you mean it. My dear, if the boy were dead, it wouldn't take my word for Chris to know it. The night he gets in your bed, his heart will dry up. Because he knows and you know. To his dying day, he'll wait for his brother. No, my dear, no such thing. You're going in the morning and you're going alone. Back to a life, back to a lonely life. Larry is dead, Kate. Don't speak to me. He's dead. I know. He crashed off the coast of China November 25th. His engine didn't fail him, and he died. I know. How did he die? If you know, how did he die? I loved you. You know I loved you. But I have looked at anyone else and I wasn't sure. That's enough for you. What's enough for me? What are you talking about? You're hurting my rhythm. What are you talking about? Don't go in the house.
Why should I?
Please go.
Let me know when he comes.
What's that? Sit down. First you got to understand. When I came here, I didn't have any idea of Joe. There's nothing. It's him or you. I had to get married. I hope. Didn't bring us to her. But I told you only there was no other way to settle Larry in your mind. Larry! You wrote it to me just before. I'm not trying to hurt you. You're making me feel disturbed. I've been so lonely, Kate. You wouldn't believe me. Oh, I told you 100 times. Why wouldn't you believe me? My God. Kate, please. Please. Oh, my God. My God. Kate, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
What's the matter?
Where were you? No, Perspire, where were you?
Just drove around a little. Thought you'd be gone.
Why go? I have nowhere to go.
Where's Dad?
Inside, lying down.
I'll say what there is to say. Mother, I'm going away. There are a couple firms in Cleveland. I think I can get a place. I mean, I'm going away for good.
And
I know what you're thinking. It's true. I'm yellow. I was made yellow in this house because I suspected my father and I did nothing about it. But if I knew that night when I came home what I know now, He'd be in the district attorney's office by this time, and I'd have brought him there. Now, if I look at him, all I'm able to do is cry.
What are you talking about? What else can you do?
I could jail him! I could jail him if I were human anymore! But I'm like everybody else now. I'm practical now. You made me practical!
Because you have to be!
The cats in the alleyway are practical! The bums who ran away when we were fighting were practical! Only the dead ones weren't practical. But now, I'm practical. And I stood on myself. I'm going away. Going down.
I'm coming with you.
No, Anne.
I don't have to do anything about Joe.
You do. You do.
I swear I never will.
In your heart, you always will.
Then do what you have to do.
Do what? What is there to do? I've looked all night for a reason they can suffer.
There's a reason. There's a reason.
What? Do I risk the dead when I put behind bars? Then what will I do it for? The stupid man who acted like a dog. But honor was real there. You were protecting something. But here, this is the land of the great big dogs. You don't love a man here, you eat it. That's the principle, the only one we live by. You just have to kill a few people this time, that's all. The world is that way. How can I take it out on him? What sense does that make? This is a zoo. A zoo.
Well, you know I said to tell him. Let him go. I won't let him go. You tell him what he has to do. Annie, then I will.
What's the matter with you? I want to talk to you.
I've got nothing to say to you.
I want to talk to you.
Don't do that, Dad. I'm gonna hurt you if you do that. Nothing to say, so say it quick.
Exactly what's the matter? What's the matter? You got too much money? Is that what bothers you?
It bothers me.
Well, if you can't handle it, then throw it away. You hear me? Take every cent and give it to charity. Throw it down the sewer, that's all. Does that settle it? Down the sewer. You think I'm kidding? I'm telling you what to do. If the money is dirty, then burn it. That's your money. That's not my money. I'm a dead man. With old, dead, nothing's mine. Well, talk to me. What do you want to do?
It's not what I want to do. It's what you want to do.
What should I want to do? Jail? You think I should go to jail? If you think I should go, then say so. Is that where I belong? Then tell me so. What's the matter? Why can't you say it? You say everything else to me, say that! I'll tell you why you can't say it. Because you know I don't belong there, because you know. Blue worked for nothing during that war. When they worked for nothing, I worked for nothing. Did they ship a gun or a truck out of Detroit before they got their rights? Is that clean? It's dollars and cents, nickels and dimes, war and peace, it's nickels and dimes. What's clean? Half the damn country has got to go and I got to go. That is why you can't tell me.
That's exactly why.
Then why am I bad?
I know you're no worse than most men. I thought you were better. Never saw you as a man. I saw you as my father. I can't look at you this way. I can't look at myself.
Give me that! He's got to read. Larry, you were to be the Navy dad.
Larry?
It's not for you, Chris. Please don't. Go away, Joe.
Why'd you say Larry? What?
Go to the street, Joe. Go to the street. Don't tell him, Chris. Please don't tell him.
3.5 years. Talking. Now tell me what you must do. This is how he died. Now tell me where you belong.
Chris, a man can't be Jesus in this world.
I know all about the world. I know the whole crap story. Now listen to this and My dear Anne, listening. He wrote this the day he died. Listen, don't cry, listen! My dear Anne, it is impossible to put down the things I feel. There's something I must tell you. Yesterday they flew in a load of papers from the States, and I read about Dad and your father being convicted. I can't express myself. I can't tell you what I feel. I can't bear to live anymore. Last night I circled the face for 20 minutes before I could bring myself in. How could he have done that? Every day, 3 or 4 men never comes back, and he sits back there doing business. I don't know how to tell you what I feel. I can't face anybody. I'm going out on a mission in a few minutes. They'll probably report me missing. If they do, I want you to know you mustn't wait for me. I tell you, Anne, if I had him here now, I could kill him. Now in the world, do you understand that letter?
I think I do. Give me cover. I'll put on my jacket.
Oh, why are you going? You'll sleep. Why are you going?
I can't sleep here. Feel better if I go.
You're so foolish. He was your son too, wasn't he? You know he would never tell you to do that.
Then what is this if it isn't telling me? Sure, he was my son. But I think to him they were all my sons. Yes, they were. Yes, they were. I'll be right now.
Oh, you're not going to take him.
Taking him.
It's up to you. If you tell him to stay, he'll stay. Go and tell him.
Nobody can stop him now.
You'll stop him. Do you know how long he'll live in prison? Are you trying to kill him?
I thought you read this.
The war is over. Didn't you hear? It's over.
Then what was Larry to you? A stone that fell in the water? It's not enough for him to be sorry. Larry didn't kill himself to make you again sorry.
What more can we be?
You can't be better. Or once and for all, you can know there's a universe of people outside, and you're responsible to it. And unless you know that, you threw away your son, because that is why he died. Punch him.
Joe! 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 Joe!
Well, I didn't mean to.
Don't, dear. Don't take it on yourself. Forget now, live. It would not be possible if we didn't have Mr. Lewis and Mr. Parker here. So if I could have them come up so we can present them with roses. So.
If I could have your attention, please, we found a pair of glasses in the aisle, a pair of glasses in a blue lens crafter's case. If you're missing a pair of glasses, you might want to check before you leave. Thank you.